Hey, it's Cole here from Rosso Coffee Roasters. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Clever coffee dripper. I really like the Clever because it's a combination of an immersion brew, meaning all of the coffee grinds and water are going to sit in contact fully, and then at a certain point, we're going to filter them through. But we get to control how long each of those stages takes. So there's a trap door on the bottom of the Clever that when you're ready for the water to drain through the grinds and through the filter, you'll just place it on the top of a vessel. You'll see how it looks in just a moment here. So we're going to use today a coffee from Guatemala. It's a really nice coffee from a farm called Buena Vista that sits nearby Antigua in Guatemala. This particular coffee is a washed Bourbon, and it's got really nice stone fruit qualities like peach and plum, some really nice nutty qualities like cashew, and some lovely sweetness in the form of caramels. I'm going to weigh out for this brew 25 grams. Beautiful. And I'm going to grind at a coarse grind setting. The Clever uses a Melita No. 4 style filter, which is available at nearly every grocery store. You can see there's two serrated edges to it. And what I like to do is actually fold the bottom one first, and then fold the one up the side next. And what this is going to do is give a little bit more structure to the filter itself when I place it into the Clever. So I want to place it in so it takes the shape of the dripper itself. And just like the rest of our filters, I want to pass some water through this in order to remove any of the paper taste that it might apply, and to ensure that when we are ready, our water is able to fully pass through. I'm going to use that trap door to drain through any of the water that's sitting in here now. So next, I'm going to place this on top of my scale. I'm going to put in my 25 grams of coffee. Ensure I've got all of the coffee that I've weighed out, and I'll zero that out. Just like all my other brew methods, I want to flatten the bed out to ensure that it's nice and even, ready for me to apply water, so it's a nice even extraction the whole way through. So I have 25 grams of coffee in here. I'm going to add 75 grams of water as my bloom. What I want to do here is just make sure that I'm saturating all of the coffee here in the Clever. And then for this brew, I'm going to take a spoon. I'm just going to stir everything up to ensure that there's saturation of all the coffee grinds within the Clever itself. And here at the 30-second mark, I'm going to pour all of the water, which is going to take me to 425 total. And then with the Clever, the beautiful part is we have an immersion brew method. So what that means is all of the grinds are in contact with the water right now until I decide that they're done. And I don't want these to sit too long because that's going to increase the strength of the overall brew. So when my timer here reads 2 minutes, what I'm going to do is place this on top of my carafe and allow the water to drain through, leaving the grinds behind and leading to a nice clean cup of coffee. The nice thing about the Clever, it's a really forgiving brew method, which means you might miss a little bit of grinds and whatnot, but you can recapture everything here by giving it just a nice stir as it's drawing through. The draw through will usually take about a minute, depending on how fine or how coarse you've ground your coffee. And it's really important for this brew method that we allow the entirety of the draw through to land in the carafe below. I don't want to let the first portion land in the carafe and then switch it to another cup, because we'll find different strengths in both of those cups. So it's really important. Everything goes into one carafe and then we distribute from there. So we're nearing the end of the drawdown. We're about 3:15 now. I would say at about 3:30, which should be all said and done, which I think is a really nice time frame for this brew method. It's a nice amount of contact time in the immersion portion of the brewing to give a nice full-bodied and full-flavored extraction, but also a good amount of drawdown time to ensure that water is not sitting too long in the coffee itself and leading to too much strength. And that looks like the end of it. So I will pull this off to the side. And here, as always, I like to smell out of the carafe itself and go right into the service. The Clever's great for brewing more than 1 cup of coffee if you have a guest over at your house or at your cafe. But it's also great if you just want more than 1 cup yourself. Smells nice. It's got a really great sweetness. Wow, it's like fresh plums right here in the cup. That was a great extraction. Really sweet, full-bodied, round cup of coffee with lots of stone fruit characteristics like plum. There's really nice caramels just below that, and a nice nutty tone kind of falling into a cashew and a bit of an almond quality in there too. I think this is a great example of a Guatemalan coffee and a great example of a clever recipe. Cheers.